No pay, no power. That's right. City Power is back at it again. This time around, they're pulling the plug on businesses in Alexandra. The electricity suppliers is switching off non-paying clients. This in an effort to recoup over R500 million owed to it. Now, eNCA reporter Hloni Mtimkulu is on the scene for us, tracking these developments. So let's cross over to her now for the very latest. Hloni, good morning to you, colleague. I mean, once again, we're seeing City Power quite intentional with cutting off non-compliant and non-paying customers.
That's right, Dumelo, and we are at the second of our few. I think in the media statement or the media invite, they said they were going to 10 entities. We are at entity number 2. The first one was a residential property in Lombardy East, where they cut off a house where there were lots of tenants there. They owed about nearly R500 million over. I was told about 6 months of them not paying. The owner passed away a few weeks ago, and so, you know, that's all being sorted out. We are now at a car repair shop in the Lyndhurst area, and I'm going to step out of shot so you can just kind of see some of what is happening before we speak to our guests. So this was the meter is to supply the car repair shop, and then behind me I'm going to ask Chekwane if he can go to where the supply happens. I think it is, but I'm going to ask the general manager of the Alexandra SDC just to explain what's happening, since I don't know the technical terms for these things, and she will have a better understanding of the sort of processes that are happening. Just maybe tell us, first of all, what is the purpose of what you're doing today? How many entities you're targeting, and how much you're hoping to regain, if you can, from this sort of operation?
The purpose of today is we are continuing to collect revenue as an entity, as Alexandra SDC. We are owed a total amount of 510 million. Today we are aiming to collect 10 million rands. This property that we are at today, it owes us 2.9 million. The last time they made payment was in December 2022. So we cut them off completely. Then they will come and make a payment before we restore their power.
Just in terms of the entities that you do select, how do you go about this process?
Mostly we target those that owe us a lot of money, mostly businesses, because they are making money and they are not giving us money back into our entity, so that we can be able to service the supply to them. Yes.
And of course, you know, you've obviously hit like this area, the residential area, like in Alexandra. But is it a surprise to City Power that it's also businesses rather that are non-compliant?
It is not a surprise. Hence, when we do this kind of drives, we target them first, because obviously we know that they are collecting, but then we are not collecting revenue from them. Hence, we target them first, unlike the domestics. Yes.
And then you said you're looking to get back about 10 million. When do you return? Just in terms of the houses that you hit today and the entities that you hit that you switch off, what happens now? I believe sometimes you come back, you disconnect, and then you come back to check if there have been reconnections. Can you talk us through sort of that process after this?
Yes, what we do is online we will continue monitoring them and come visit the sites so that they check if they did not connect themselves illegally. So it's going to be a continuous thing to come and check if they connected themselves illegally or they are still without power. And then if we find that they connected themselves illegally again, then we do another level of disconnection, which they call level 3 disconnection. We take the breakers and then we take the supply cable.
Okay, maybe lastly, so this is a level 2 disconnection? Is this a level 2?
Yes, it's a level 2.
Maybe just explain to us then just the levels that there are and how you sort of get to those stages then.
It's a decision that we take. Firstly, we'll give you a notice to come pay. If you don't come pay, we disconnect you firstly like this, where we just switch off your meter, and then we come back. If we found out you connected yourself back again, then we go to the next level, which is where we take the breaker and the supply. But our first level, which is level 2, we just switch off your meter, we just switch off supply to your business, and then we monitor you if you connect yourself back, and then we do the next level where we take the breaker and the supply.
Okay, yes. This is really my final question. Do people actually, and do customers, entities, do they respond to this? Do you get payments, and after even getting that initial payment, do they then start paying?
Yes, they do. With a drive like this, what we find out is that some people will willingly come before we even get to them, because they see that we are heading to them, the next door business was cut off, then they will willingly come and say, let's make arrangements. We do get our revenue back. Yes.
Lovely. Thank you so much. That was insightful, Dumela, just to understand the process that happens around City Power trying to recoup some of the money that it is owed by customers. And as you heard, the general manager of the Alexandra SDC, that it's not just ordinary customers like you and me, Dumelo, but also businesses as we are here today that do owe it. And she does say that, you know, some of them, once they see that they're hitting a neighbor, then they also come out and pay. And they do a monitoring process in the weeks following on from an operation like this one. So this is not a once-off, and obviously given the amounts of money that are owed, they say talking about R500 million, it would be important to monitor what happens beyond just this one-day operation and all the other operations that they do have, Dumelo.
Yeah, and Hloni, just before I let you go, I mean, the issue around security has been a call for concern in a township like Alexandra, oftentimes when a disconnection by City Power occurs. What are you hearing or seeing in terms of whether or not they're concerned about the security of their officials when they do all these disconnections around Alexandra?
Yeah, so today we're hitting more the businesses around, so we're not actually in Alexandra, so we're more, at the moment we're in Lyndhurst, we were at a house in Lombardy East, but there is a big private security presence. JMPD is also here as well, so there is definitely a big police presence and a security presence around here in terms of that, because as you say, of course, depending on where you go, people have resisted it. I've been to one where this was in the Crown Mines area where there was very little resistance, but I know that other colleagues have been to areas where the communities did fight back when City Power was attempting to disconnect them. So definitely welcome big police presence in the area today, and going with this whole convoy going around with City Power today, Tumelo.
All right, we'll leave it there. Hloni Mtimkulu, quite a busy day ahead, I can imagine, for City Power, as of course they try and track those consumers and businesses that are not paying their bills when it comes to electricity. Hloni Mtimkulu for us on this story. We'll be sure to catch up with her once again as soon as there are any other developments.